Running a business is stressful work. You spend day and night poring over paperwork, researching customer complaints, agonizing over finances, and managing your employees. Sometimes it seems the drama will never end, and other days, everything seems to fall right into place. On days that everything goes according to plan, people seem happy and to be enjoying their work. On the bad days, everyone is mopey, grumpy, and just downright not any fun to be around. So how do you have more of those happy fun days full of overachievers? And less of the doom and gloom days of people at the end of their rope? Today we're going to be talking about a very deep topic, with no 100% foolproof answers. Today we'll talk about employee motivation. Employee motivation is no laughing matter. Many businesses can be made or broken by the level of employee engagement and motivation of their workforce. But just how are you supposed to motivate all of your employees to not only do the job they were hired for, but in many circumstances, hopefully even more than you could ask for? After all, who wouldn't want an employee capable of performing the tasks of 2, 3, or maybe even more positions? Well, if the over 10,000 books on employee motivation on Amazon alone are any indication, motivation is difficult. So, since this is such a difficult topic, let's start at the beginning. What is motivation? Motivation is the empowerment of an individual to lead a happy and highly productive lifestyle. In simple terms, it's making an employee happy and engaged in their job. So what does this mean exactly? In a nutshell, if a person is happy with and interested in the work they do, they will instinctively pour their very best performance into the activity. People are complicated creatures, but thanks to societal factors such as pride, most people typically do not like to fail. Failure is difficult for most people, but can be utilized as a powerful tool if wielded correctly. But more on that in another video. For now, let's focus on understanding the basics of motivation, by touching on one of several theories, each of which we will go into more depth in individual videos. So what are the major theories of motivation? There's 4 really big ones that cover most aspects. These are content, process, job design, and reinforcement. Let us start with content theory. Content theory can be defined as motivating employees based off of their needs. Okay, so what needs do we need to look at? In this video we are going to look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's theory contains 5 main categories for us to discuss: physiological, safety, love, esteem, and self-actualization. Let's start with the bottom of the pyramid, physiological. The physiological, or physical needs, is the basic building block of the theory, and relates strongly to the wages an employee is paid. Employees want to feel that they are being paid a wage that is fair for the amount of work they do, and the skills they bring to the table. An individual with a bachelor's degree in engineering will most likely feel undervalued if they are paid minimum wage to perform janitorial work. Likewise, an individual who has been with a company for several years will have a very negative mindset if a new employee is hired for the same or lesser position, but is given a higher wage. Situations like this can be significant roadblocks to any form of motivation. In some cases, this can cause a type of deep wound to an employee's motivation that may not be easily repaired. Raising the employee's wage to a more favorable level may repair the wound to a contented state, but a scar may always remain with the employee, making further motivation very difficult. Another form of the physiological aspect is that everyone has basic needs such as food, clothing, housing, and sometimes schooling, or other bills, such as credit cards. All of these rely on making enough money for a sustainable lifestyle. This income will vary from person to person, but can be an easier stepping stone towards motivating to contentedness, rather than trying to motivate an undervalued or wounded employee towards contentedness. This contented behavior is good, but may lead to them not developing interest in moving forward in the company, or performing more tasks than what are typically assigned. Making sure that the wage we pay the employees is relevant to the knowledge and skills they bring to the job is a good step towards motivation, but it's just the start. Let's move on. Next up we have safety. This can mean such things as both physical and emotional safety. People want a job that they know will be around as long as they are willing to work, with a feeling of security in knowing that they won't get randomly blown up as they walk into the lunchroom. Okay, maybe a slight exaggeration, but job security and personal safety are two very big aspects in motivating employees. An employee that is part-time, or is worried about losing their job due to budget cuts, is not going to be an easy individual to motivate. In fact, many in this situation may become scared of the potential job instability, and search for employment elsewhere. Showing an individual that you offer job security can be done in many ways, from 401k plans, health and medical plans, or if you have no control over those aspects, simply showing confidence in the business, products, or services the company is built on will help to promote a sense of job security. On the more physical aspect of job safety, people want to know that they are coming to work in a violence-free environment. They also want to know that the employer is concerned with their general safety, and not going to throw them into a dangerous situation unprepared. Many companies are instilling safety programs, and all must abide by certain safety standards, but one of the simplest ways to ensure an employee feels safe is through discussions. Taking 5 minutes to talk about any potential safety hazards, and how to correct them, can instill a great sense of safety into an employee. Giving the employees an avenue to express any doubts or concerns will make them feel more involved with the company's safety. This can help employees to feel heard by management. Letting employees know you care about their safety can start to bring employees from the contented stage to an invested mentality. But there's still a long way to go. So, let's move on. Now we are at love. Everyone needs it, everyone craves it, but it's not typically viewed as something that goes hand in hand with business, right? Well, think of your friends at work. Does it make your day more enjoyable to be able to just have a random 15-minute chat with a work friend? Now think about how your day would be if you hated everyone you work with, and vice versa. Sometimes, a light-hearted discussion with an employee about something other than the job can go a very long way to perking up the employee. Maybe the employee has a pet, or kids. Simply asking how their family is doing can start to open up pleasant communication. Perhaps they have a particular interest that excites them. Asking questions to find out more about the employee will instill a greater sense of comfort when they are around you. While it's not generally seen as a smart idea to become friends with your employees, showing them that you have an interest in their lives outside of work can build a positive relationship with the employee, leading to a small level of devotion. A devoted employee may be more apt to take your side in a dispute, accept your instructions for completing a task, or even a willingness to perform undesirable tasks without complaint. A devoted employee will oftentimes start to improve their performance, simply because they like you, and want to perform better in hopes of receiving some type of reward. Now we're starting to make a little more progress with the motivation of employees, but let's continue to move on as there's still much to discuss. Here we have come to esteem. Now we're starting to get into motivating higher performers. Esteem is the call for respect and status. If an employee feels they are respected, and feels valuable to the company, many strange and wonderful things may start happening. People may become less likely to show up late, leave early, engage in negative conversations with other co-workers, or they may even start asking for more tasks to take on. Sometimes, simply telling an employee that they are awesome at what they do is enough. Other times you may need to go a step further in creating a type of recognition program. Something as simple as bragging in a team meeting about the wonderful job an employee did, can have a tremendous effect on not only the employee mentioned, but all the employees in attendance. Here we're starting to form an engaged employee. An engaged employee is someone that usually has a good attitude in the office, and is willing to do more than what the job entails. They are typically willing to perform little things such as picking up other employees' tasks, or even smaller projects that you have neglected due to your busy schedule. Some employees may start taking a more active role in the training of other employees. By giving an engaged employee a small, quick, and easy to accomplish project, and then rewarding and congratulating them on completing the task, they may take a liking to the praise and sense of accomplishment, and excitedly ask for more. Rewards for engaged employees don't need to be extravagant, and usually a simple gesture of gratitude will suffice. Bringing in snacks such as donuts or cookies to celebrate the completion of a project not only go a long way towards motivating the individual, but the team as a whole. You may end up enticing other employees on the team into improving their performance if they see that the rewards are something they want. Now we are starting to get into the meat of motivation, but let's move on to the final block in Maslow's pyramid: self-actualization. So here we are, at the top. So far we've discussed how to turn an employee from negative, to contented, to devoted, and finally into an engaged employee. So how do we take the next step, and what does it actually mean? Do we even need to go any further than an engaged team of employees? After all, they are happy with their wage, they feel safe and respected, and they occasionally don't mind taking on extra tasks or projects. This is great, but we're not done yet. We're never done. We want the best of the best, the superstar employees. So what is the need for self-actualization? Big word, but it's the need one feels to reach or exceed their full potential. This is where things have a tendency to stagnate in individuals, but is the real test of your motivational skills. Here we need to use the employee's skills to their best ability. Giving an employee a project or task that is difficult to achieve will test their abilities, force him to learn new skills and abilities, and instill within him a substantial sense of pride and accomplishment. A project or task such as this should not be simply handed out, it should be discussed with the employee beforehand, giving him a chance to turn it down, if they truly don't feel like they can accomplish it. By agreeing with an employee for them to take on a project that will utilize their unique abilities, and drive them to learn more, they can become instrumental in the team's and company's success. By providing them a substantial, unique or valuable reward, they will start to feel empowered to achieve the best performance they can. Rewards for these types of projects should be more significant, but still within your realm of authorization. Rewards could include providing a bonus or raise, tickets to an event such as a sporting or music event, or anything else of substantial nature that the employee will value. This is where all those discussions about the employee's life outside of work will pay off in your favor, as if you've paid attention, you may be able to come up with an idea for a reward that is more personal to the employee. Once an employee has reached a new height of skill and experience, they will likely crave more, if things went well. This will lead to the birth of a superstar employee. A superstar employee is one of an employer's most valuable assets. They bring a willingness and eagerness to accomplishing more than they were ever hired to do. Superstar employees can become great leaders to their fellow team members, and are critical for improved success amongst the team. So, now we have some superstars on our team. Great. We're done, right? Well, no. Now we must maintain our newly motivated employees, by continuously evaluating the 5 levels. We need to use all of them in conjunction and make changes and updates to the interactions with each employee. We need to ensure we know what stage each employee is currently at, and what we need to do to keep them there, or usher them up the hierarchy. Everyone can be motivated, but no one can be motivated the same way. So it's time to use that amazing brain of yours, and develop a motivation strategy that will raise your employees from negative, all the way up to superstars. If you enjoyed or learned anything from us, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to be notified when we release more videos. Your support will go a long way in helping us to make more videos like this one. Take care, and remember to work smarter, not harder.